Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. So it's been a minute since I've done a video. I've been pretty busy this December and I guess the last part of November with work and school and family and all that other good stuff. But I did want to sit down and just kind of do a quick video on a question or a couple questions that seem to come up quite frequently. So the question, and here in front of me I have my collection of integral knives. They were just in my light box already, so I figured why the hell not. And then this Wee knife prototype is what I carried today. So to answer a question on this one, when is this knife coming out? What information do you have on this knife? Yada yada yada. I have no information whatsoever. This was a prototype at Blade 2017 and I picked it up at the show there, and that's all I can tell you about it. I have, I don't know any of the details about it, when it's coming, how much it'll be, or if there'll be a non-harpoon version. I know none of that information. So yeah, just happy to have one of, I think, only 3 that made it to the US for Blade Show as a prototype. I have no idea who has the other 2. They're somewhere out in the wide world of knife enthusiasts. So anyways, so that was the first question. The other question that comes up a lot is what happened to the podcast? So for you guys who've been around for a while, I was co-hosting a podcast called the Modern Neanderthal Podcast. We talked about knives and gear and other things. We did it for probably about a year and a half. And there were 3 of us. It was me, Nick, and Richard. Nick, the Modern Neanderthal, he did all of the technical side of the podcast. So he did the recording, the editing, the uploading, website hosting, all that fun stuff. Richard would come on and espouse his dislike for flippers, and then I did a lot of the content development, lined up guests, that sort of thing. So Nick unfortunately has dropped off the face of the digital world, so he no longer posts on YouTube or Instagram. His website, he let it lapse. He didn't refresh the domain, so his website is down. So as far as is the podcast coming back? To be honest, I highly doubt it. Again, my role wasn't the tech side of things. Not to say that I couldn't do it, but I stay busy enough with my YouTube channel and then all the other stuff I just told you that are keeping me busy that I don't really have the time and energy to work on the technical side of the podcast. So anyways, don't think it's coming back, unfortunately. I think you can still download the episodes of the podcast on iTunes. But again, his website is lapsed, so you can't go to his website anymore to get it from there. So yeah, I'm certainly unfortunate, but that's what happens sometimes. People come, people go. Hobbies such as this that are at the level that I do it, very time consuming, pretty draining on resources, that sort of thing. It's you have to really be dedicated to continue to produce content. Because no one's really getting paid. So anyways, people come, people go. It's certainly sad, but anyways, that's an update as far as what happened with the podcast. There's actually a lot of really good information in those episodes. Certainly, if you know what you're looking for, there are some little gems in there as far as insider information that were dropped very casually. So anyhow, that's the status of the podcast. Now, will I do another podcast in the future? Maybe. But again, I don't have the time to devote to the technical side of things. I stay busy enough as it is, but the content is fun, and then obviously, back and forth in a conversation is a little bit more interesting sometimes than just videos where I'm talking to you guys, under the camera. Both have their merits, but yeah. So here are the various integrals. I better tell you what they are before I get asked 100 times in the comments below. First one here, Custom Knife Factory Tegral. This one came out a number of years ago, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. You don't really see them anymore. The Riot and Tashi-Barusha Future collaboration. This was Riot's first integral knife. Lion Steel SR11. I think this was a 2017 debut, but typical Lion Steel fashion, beautifully designed, very large, very cool knife. So the Craig Brown parabolic, the only custom here on the table. New knife maker. I have videos on all of these. The Benchmade Anthem, new model I think for this year. Their first integral, some updates to the access lock system, custom pocket clip by Adam Purvis, so very cool knife. Next one, this one's new. This is the only one I don't have a video on yet. This is the Liang Ma 15, and he's been designing knives for 15 years, and this was his, I don't know, I guess Halo piece for his 15th anniversary, so a very cool knife, tons of work from a machining standpoint, hand ground blade. So this is a very, very cool piece. I don't know, maybe I'll do the video tonight. Yeah. And then the We Knives 702, I forget the letter designation, they're different colors and so forth. But also a very cool piece, have a video on this one. And then again, this was a We Knives prototype from Blade, no other info aside from that. So, alright, so that's an update on the podcast. Hopefully, as we get closer to Christmas, maybe I'll have a little bit more time. I don't think I'm going to be doing any traveling this year. But as always, more videos to come. Always appreciate the support. Thanks for, liking the videos, following me. I do post daily content on Instagram though, so if I'm not doing a lot on YouTube that week, I guarantee I'm doing something on Instagram. You can follow me there also as Epic Snuggle Bunny. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. See ya.